exactly what they want to ban out here, banning out the most powerful heroes that they perceive on their sides. Not going for the target bans quite yet.
Let's talk about powerful characters that still remain. However, Florentino's just been removed. This means we still have this Sephora on the cards. We still have the Annette on the cards.
The
but it's a
respect ban.
target ban.
The respect over to the Kali. KZ Fox, one of his tried and true characters. The Sephora is the final ban away, and now BMGaming, their first biggest decision. Who's gonna go first?
I have to say before we get to this pick, after the Kali ban came through, the Sephora ban had to happen because Kali is one of the soft counters to Sephora, and that's what they were worried about.
They opt to get an Annette in on the BMGaming side for Triumph. Many people think Annette is currently the most powerful support because her CC, her stun and slow potential is unparalleled.
But what does this also do? It's a double advantage for them because Beginnings is Annette is his biggest and best threat. PrideStark Empire immediately rebuttal with a Liliana for KZ Fox in the mid lane and an Omen to tackle the side.
MTS on the Superman and Rioma to back him up.
They already have the Omen to go against him, though. That is a great prediction here from the side of PrideStark.
But guess what? MTS does not care. He'll pull out his star character into its counter. You are getting a Superman.
Violet as well into the jungle now, and BMGaming is pulling out all the cards for our heavyweight match.
Ubenith and Lindis come through. So your jungle matchup is likely going to be Lindis versus Violet. Either one of those could be run in the side lane, but it seems unlikely.
Hello.
Yeah, that is
if
a
this
max.
Goes through.
Are you excited?
I have about 600 games on max, so I have a bit of opinion on this.
Right.
I don't like it against Lindis, I gotta say.
You have 600 games on max and your opinion is negative.
Exactly, because I know its strengths and weaknesses.
Is this where I make a slightly low-hanging fruit shot and say that's why you're sitting at the desk right now?
That's not actually the reason, but
Okay,
yeah, anyway.
it's fine. Max, Raz.
He was so confident.
It took
not
him
a second or down.
It took him time, but we figured it out. Max is the 4, Raz is the 5 for BMGaming, the Malik as the final pick for PrideStark Empire. Slightly different compositions than what we've seen in other areas, but BMGaming and PrideStark find comfort in their compositions.
Okay, our mid lane matchup, Raz Liliana, a tale as old as time. Two mages that have been powerful from the beginning and two mages that both KZ Fox and Hoon play superbly. Then you pay attention to the lanes. You have the Superman and the Max over on the BMGaming side playing into an Omen and a Malik. That is tanky, stun-focused denial on the PrideStark side into pure unadulterated aggression from BM.
Is there any warrant now to send Max to the opposite side of the Omen to make sure that we can get the counter for the ultimate as well?
To send Max opposite the Omen?
Yes. No, or on the inverse to the Omen.
Right, well, whatever you do, you have either a Max into an Omen or you have a Superman into an Omen. Either way, it's a bad time for the side facing the Omen, so whatever you do, it's going to be problematic. You said, though, that there is the tails all the time. We have Lindis versus Violet. We haven't seen this since, I would say, the AWC.
You're right. Lindis Violet has taken a while, and normally it was for a long time we saw kind of it's sustain versus burst, right? Yeah. The Violet will absolutely chunk any squishy character that gets close, sometimes even one-shotting them. The Lindis, though, if you take a sustained fight versus them, particularly towards the late game, the Lindis will win any fight versus any character of any HP.
We have to also make sure that we highlight our head-to-head that we looked at. Hoon is on the Raz. You're taking a look at the opposite side, and it's going to be a Liliana. So despite the facts of what the counters may be, it is still two heroes that are capable of carrying, but the battle horns have sounded off. The armies take the field. It's the heavyweight bout between BMGaming and PrideStark Empire, and it has begun.
I cannot wait. The title of the best in North America is up for grabs, and PrideStark are looking to reaffirm their claim to the throne.
And we have a classic matchup all across the board. We talked about the Raz versus Liliana. We talked about the Lindis versus the Violet. We also haven't talked about yet, though, TJ, the fact that this is Fortress versus Fortress. Aside from Triumph on the Annette, there's beefy front lines and damaging back lines.
KO will be playing into TH in the top lane.
Look, TH is so aggressive. He just takes on an Omen like it's no big deal.
And he does win it. KO forced back behind his tower.
Exactly, and TH does have that execute. The reason why you want to execute on Max is because he doesn't have that burst damage, but once he jumps onto the backline, he needs a way to finish off the backline, and that's why you have that execute to your name.
Ra will play back. Triumph and MTS are nearby. MTS enough to clear a wave against him. I do think the Superman has the advantage into the Malik. I do I think the Max is playing well into the Omen. I think this is the best possible side lane matchup BMGaming could have hoped for.
Yeah, it's working out for them so far, and obviously TH, you talk about his aggression, obviously that's going to suit him on the Max. Max is one of the most aggressive players in the game, can kill a character from across the map. But as this goes on, once the Death Embrace, comes through for the Omen, it's going to be trouble for Max.
Yeah, any full commit can be ignored by the Death's Embrace. You can spend the Death's Embrace and just leave, or you can take a sustained fight, relying on your Living Blade to win it out.
There's one way for Max to avoid death, though, in that certain situation, by using smooth moves to just bide his time so he can get out of there.
That flip over the top of your target, very irritating to play into.
Exactly. It's actually a short stun, even though it doesn't really say that in the description, but it is.
It's an interrupt. It means that if you're in the middle of a cast and the Max does a little flip over your head, you suddenly cannot cast that ability because you've been stuck for a tiny amount of time.
Because his moves are smoother than yours.
Triumph will be experiencing some smooth moves. An entirety of PrideStark rotating down on top of his head, forcing the Abyssal Dragon fight to be stalled off.
Look for this Abyssal Dragon to be stalled constantly because neither team wants to go for it quite yet. They need to farm first.
PrideStark are beginning to be reminded of that as they go in for the fight. They get it down to half HP, but it's just leashed, meaning it will reset. Triumph's got the vision to inform his team of that.
Exactly, and both sides want their junglers to continue to farm rather than going for that.
This means the Abyssal fight isn't going to be where ults are coming up. We have ult across the board. Level 4 has been hit.
And that's going to be huge here for both sides because not only can KO lock down TH, but TH can fly across the map to aid in any sort of team fight that pops up around this Abyssal Dragon. That's why PrideStark aren't really wanting to take a fight here quite yet.
We talked about it a bit. Let's just confirm. Who do you think has the advantage going to late game, early game? Is there a strong timer in effect?
I would say the mid game goes to PrideStark, but if it goes very late game and there's lots of space open for Max, he definitely gets an advantage there.
Abyssal Dragon is being focused. BMGaming want the proper fight. Ron Beginnings are nearby, but Zane's already found first blood up top. They're willing to take this. The Abyssal will go to BMGaming. Beginnings is forced to spend his Nature's Realm. He's interrupted and will bail. It's all worth it for PrideStark because they get a tower and a kill.
Yeah, tower and a kill for an Abyssal Dragon. They'll take that any day of the week. That gives them the gold and it gives them the structural advantage.
PrideStark are more than willing to let that fight happen around the Abyssal and go against them. They send their two tankiest characters to take it, knowing they're unlikely to die.
Exactly, and that's the key. Because they send their two tankiest characters, and because Beginnings has that Nature's Realm to get them out of any sort of trouble, it really helps them fend off that damage. And TJ, I gotta say, Nature's Realm versus the Violet, she can't burn him down fast enough.
No, that's where you would want to Lindis. That's where you'd want that sustained team fight damage.
Exactly, the tactical fire just doesn't do it. It's only that burst damage that helps him out.
Wind cuffs poke into PrideStark. They do have to be careful. Triumph is one of the best support players currently in NA.
Right, as Triumph can land even more of those wind cuffs in a key team fight, it could completely flip the game around, even though PrideStark have a lead at the moment.
A small lead, though, enforced by only 1 tower and 1,000 gold.
Exactly, but with that 1,000 gold, if they take good team fights, it could definitely continue to snowball in their favor. And we've seen, this is the weakness of BMGaming. They fall behind and they do not know how to come back.
Death's Embrace, lift off was spent. TH will fly onto Zane, trying to take the fight. He goes aggressive into the 1v2 and pays for it in the meantime. BMGaming are bullying Ra and TF, pinning him behind tower. But PrideStark still take control. A tower to them the second of the game.
TH's aggressiveness working against him. Instead of flying across the map and trying to escape that way, he flies straight into the marksman, seeing if he can't get the kill, but he definitely can't, and that will hurt him going forward.
Perhaps it was an intentional decision to try and stall out so they could get an even trade, but it was not even when PrideStark had the forces to take tower.
Yeah, definitely. The fact that they're able to take those towers is what makes what made that push from PrideStark so effective, and that's what they're able to do all the time. This is good, wholesome AOV. They go for the towers, TJ.
Yeah, it's not just about kills. The Empire is continually conquering new lands.
And they will take your towers until your core is gone.
KZ Fox has been zoning this whole time, gaining as much ground as possible so that they know where BMGaming are and can feel comfortable going for this Abyssal.
Bit of a divergence in the support items, going for Essence of the Wind, one of the older items on the Beneth here. They want to have that panic button in case anyone gets low, especially for someone like Zane on the Lindis who needs to deal with this Max the entire time.
They have 2 panic buttons then, because Beginnings, in addition to building that first item, Essence of the Wind for the shielding, also has his ultimate, a great stall-up option. KO. Oh, this is a bit deep. He's dove and past. Triumph lands great Hurricane Wall, but KO just brawls. There's the essence of the win, saving the fight as the Nature's Realm is spent as well, beginning sprawling deep into it. Hoon tries to trade. MTS through it as well. KZ Fox is so very low, but he will get out. He will survive. Nobody has died. Finally, KZ Fox falls as TH goes through with the lift-off. He's got KO isolation as well, and MTS is there for the finish.
Finally, the max factor comes through. If anyone is low, he's taken out.
Triumph does go down in trade, though. Zane able to scrape that out, and beginnings it there to defend the flank.
I gotta say, other than the max there, it was Hoon on that Raz. He did so much damage in that fight, forced everyone to back up, and eventually led to that kill on Liliana. Hoon is doing work this game.
Kills are tied up, though, as BMGaming fight back that 2-to-1 trade in the jungle.
They do get that trade, but they're still losing in gold. They haven't gotten a tower to the name, TJ. BMGaming need to convert this into objectives, or it's all for naught.
However, the first step is perhaps gaining the control just off of the kills. I like the steps they're making.
Yeah, they're doing all they can to get back into this game. It really has to do with the fact that they can get the damage in with Hoon and then follow up with Max to finish off these kills. If they're not able to do that, then they're going to continue to fall behind, obviously.
They have just completed Rank Breaker on that Violet, helping basic one-shot any squishy characters that step nearby.
So Max here, TH is building very kind of hybrid-y, and that won't really allow you to kill as well as he wants to. It is decent because you get to go in the backline, but it won't really take him out in one shot.
Lots of brawling potential, though, and Max's passive static means that if he's in the middle of a team, he's actually reducing the whole team's healing.
Right, it reduces their healing. It also provides kind of a poison effect that applies true damage to everyone near. It has been nerfed, so it's not the crazy amount it was before, but it still will do the job.
Another Abyssal over to PrideStark, though, and they'll get a tower down bottom. This is beginning to look increasingly good for them.
Yeah, the less team fights they take, it seems the better it goes for them because they're able to just out-rotate the opponents across the map.
KO behind the tier 2. Hurricane Wall will split him up. There's no way he gets back to the team, and Zane is quite low. MTS scoops up KO, and I think you're right. That's another kill over to BMGaming.
Yeah, very well done there to split him off Triumph. Amazing Hurricane Wall. And this time, PrideStark gets nothing on the other side of the map. So that is a clean win there for BMGaming. Hopefully they can continue to do that if they're going to get back into this.
I think you're very right. BMGaming's explosive mechanical skill giving them the edge in these team fights, whereas PrideStark perhaps should just be opting to leverage their macro. Lift off, he's targeted. That's going to be the Max going all the way across the map. He cancels it before going underneath tower. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, you can cancel the Max ultimate. You actually cancel in any direction you want if you guys are unfamiliar with his mechanic. So that allows him to just get across the map if he wants to just get away from a particularly nasty team fight or someone is on his tail.
Yeah, the Max Ultimate Liftoff also gives complete vision.
Yes.
Meaning that it's very useful if you just want to know what your opponents are doing.
Exactly, and that will be so valuable when these major objectives come up. The Darkslayer is up right now, the In-Range Abyssal will be as well. And so when those come up, you can't really take it without your opponent noting.
BMGaming have one tier 1 remaining. And if they lose it, they lose a lot of control of their jungle, which is why BMGaming have rotated so many players over, and PrideStark and Answer have 4 here in jungle.
Exactly, PrideStark really want to have that tower because it really opens up their ability to get both the Abyssal and the Darkslayer here.
KO all the while, though, is just split pushing, drawing away attention, dueling MTS in the bottom lane.
Exactly, that's what you want to do as an Omen. You not want to join the fight, you want to split push the entire time, force the Max to match you.
PrideStark do spot an opening, thanks to the knowledge that there's a rotate to fight their Omen. They call for the Darkslayer. KO's even on hand to challenge this enraged Abyssal Dragon. Drake will be summoned. That's in the mid lane. That liftoff pulse you may have seen on the map means that BMGaming knew where all of PrideStark were, and they call an instant retreat.
Exactly. They don't want to deal with that, and that is the power of KO split pushing that entire time, giving the vision for his team, giving the gravity over that side.
My goodness, and PrideStark are willing to sacrifice that Drake for a bit of HP in order to exchange it. They'll get the enraged Abyssal buff and Dark Blessing for Zane.
Zane, we saw his ability yesterday to absolutely dominate a game. We're seeing it again, so much damage on his side.
That's pressure down towards the bottom lane. Zane will take a tower with this wave.
He absolutely does. I want to point attention to the Amulet of Longevity on the Superman. He's able to do so much damage when he gets that extra HP to his name. That's why you build that item.
the fourth item coming through from the Superman, giving him so much HP. Ra will go in. That's the shock. High ground's exposed in all 3 lanes at 11 minutes. BMGaming are being pushed back to their core.
Exactly, PrideStark, this is their their macro coming into focus here. They're doing so much damage. Zane now with that bow slaughter doing so much damage to TH now.
But they've always struggled to win team fights against BM. This is BM's chance to force one. PrideStark go no further without winning a team fight, and they are running out of time on their buff.
Yeah, and they have both buffs too. If they can hold on, they can make a game out of this, speaking of BM.
MTS will go in. They lose the high ground's HP, but they don't lose the tower.
Exactly, but that's kind of what PrideStark want. They want to just chip down one at a time. They don't want to take these team fights. They want to just go from the backside and make sure that they go down slowly, one by one.
There's the full engage. TH could be caught out, but he gets to save. Now Wave will crash against the tower, and a lot of damage on it. Triumph pushes beginnings deep behind. Triumph bursts down. He will fall. Zane able to snag him, but the tower still stands. Now the shot comes through from the mid lane tower. Ra will go in, and that is a high ground forward with a player down. BMGaming are locked in a desperate struggle. Zane's got another. Who's deleted? TH is so very low. This could be game number 1. PrideStark putting their foot down and establishing that they are the best team in North America, at least for a moment. 15 seconds left on Triumph. That is all 3 high grounds now gone. BMGaming have an impossible task ahead of them. The buff is still up. PrideStark will come in for the final fight. Buff is just faded, but it does not matter. PrideStark Empire do take game 1.
Good, wholesome AOV dominates in the end. It is the AOV of the Americans that win out, and they take that game in dominant fashion. All 9 towers still remaining.